Hello everyone and welcome to my Mirror's Edge 2 trailer analysis video follow-up. I missed a couple things in my trailer analysis of this trailer, so I figured I'd make a follow-up video talking about everything I missed. In addition to that, I'd like to talk about a few things that we know about Mirror's Edge 2 so far, what has been said in interviews and things like that over the past week. You know, since E3, hasn't been a week, but you guys know what I mean. EA actually came out and said that this is going to be a reboot and an origin story, which, you know, that gives us a good information. I mean, a reboot would indicate that there's a few things that may not correlate directly to the original game. An origin story, that tells us almost directly in Faith's life where the game's going to take place. You know, this should be around the time she becomes a runner, maybe as she's training, maybe just after training, something like that. And, you know, because it is a reboot, they can change as much as they want about the story, you know, from what we already know, so it'll be kind of hard to go off of there, but hopefully not too difficult. They also said that this game would be open world, so that is actually huge for us Mirror's Edge fans, because we've been begging for open world for 5 years now since they released the original game. Also, because it is a prequel, I don't know if it's because it's a prequel or because it's a reboot, but they are technically not calling this game Mirror's Edge 2 yet. They just call it Mirror's Edge, so I don't know what that means, but I'm going to keep calling it Mirror's Edge 2 throughout this video because I want you guys to know which Mirror's Edge I'm talking about. So let's jump into the first little piece of information I may have missed about the first game. Someone was telling me that this could be Jackknife. That actually makes a lot of sense. In the original game, they said that Jackknife and Faith were, you know, friends before, which is, I mean, this game should be taking place before, so maybe Jackknife will be a good guy in this video. Spoiler alert, he was a bad guy in the last game. So, I mean, really, if it is Jackknife, that could add some interesting gameplay. Or, not gameplay, interesting storyline dynamics, character development, and things of that nature. The one thing, though, that I'm holding back against, the one thing that makes me think this is not Jackknife is Jackknife had a tattoo on his neck and face, which is not here. Of course, that could just mean that he hasn't had the tattoo yet, because, you know, this game did take place before the other one. So that's the first thing. I think that's kind of interesting that this could be Jackknife, but who knows, right? So let's fast forward just a little bit here. In the last game, in the last video, I was talking about what this tag said, and I wasn't able to get a good angle. Well, I figured it out. It said Kruger Security on it, which is actually huge, because it is apparently confirmed that Kruger is back. Parandolo Kruger will be an enemy in this game. That is, you know, this is probably only possible because it's a reboot. The first Mirror's Edge game, halfway through it, gosh, I can't speak. Halfway through the first game, she found out about Parandolo Kruger, so, you know, it wouldn't make sense if she's fighting him here too, but since it is a reboot, they can get away with it, whatever the hell they want, so, there's that. Let's fast forward a little bit, kick this guy's ass. This is actually huge for me. Look, do you see what I see? Do you see what I see? This foot right here. Where the hell's the camel toe, Faith? Did you sacrifice your camel toe shoe? You know what? This is upsetting. I'm upset that the camel toe shoe is gone. Let's have a moment of silence for the camel toe shoe. Alright. Now hopefully we can move on just fine with that information. I know it's sad, but we've got to get through the rest of this content. So let's keep going here. So right about, nope, back it up, right there. So, before I was having trouble figuring out what this company was up here, apparently this is like the biggest bit of information in this entire trailer and I missed it, and I'm extremely upset about that, but it does say Sylvine Security. Most of you probably don't know what that is, but if you followed the comic book of Mirror's Edge, you will find that Sylvine Security is actually really relevant. I mean, it's huge from a storyline aspect, and I'll talk about that more in my storyline video that I'll release later on. But It's pretty big. They specialize in surveillance, and most of the city uses like cameras and things of that nature from Sylvine Securities. Which, to me, I actually find this interesting. So why is Pirandello Kruger in another security company? I mean, as far as I know, Sylvine Securities is a competitor of Pirandello Kruger. You know, and not just as far as I know, I have no idea. I mean, they both do a lot of work for the city, so maybe they're doing like a merger kind of deal. I don't know. I just find it interesting that there's so much Pirandello Kruger in here. I just thought I'd throw that in there. So yeah, watch my my video that I'm going to release in a few days about, about storylines, because I'm going to talk about Sylvine Security a lot. They're extremely relevant. Huge, actually. So let's move on just a little bit more. I've got another bit of information. So I mentioned Raposa in the last game, or I think the last video. They are, they're not huge, but in the last game they were featured as billboards, posters, things of that nature. They make beverages, drinks, kind of energy drink kind of deals, and the only purpose they served was advertisements and adding to the look of the city. That's kind of what it's doing now, even in this trailer. So I don't know if they'll become relevant in the next game, or if they'll serve the exact same purpose, just adding to the look. But I just figured I'd tell you guys I did actually find out what that is. So that is the end of this trailer. So here's actually one last thing I want to point out. A lot of people are really upset right now because they think that this is going to be an Xbox One exclusive. That is not true. I'm hereby telling you that is false information. This will be releasing on Xbox One, PS4, and on Windows PC. So you have nothing to worry about. You will be able to play this game. That is all I have for this video. If you have any more information about this game, that is, or this trailer actually, more specifically, I'd love to hear about it. Go ahead and tell me in the comments. If I do find more information, I will put it in the description of this video in the form of an edit. And so, I mean, go ahead and check the description right now to see if there are any. I will probably end up putting a few things there at one point or another. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, or a dislike if you didn't. And I hope to see you in my next video about storylines. So I'll see you guys then.